Welcome to the driver's seat, where we just received a full briefing on the 2021 all-new Acura TLX sports sedan. They explained to us why they're still making this vehicle at a time when sedan sales, especially in the premium market, are declining. Even though they are declining, compact and mid-size sedans, and this kind of falls in between, those sales are expected to hold stable and maybe even go up a couple percentage between now and 2026. It competes more directly with vehicles like the Audi A4, BMW 3 Series, and Mercedes-Benz C-Class. Indirectly, they tell us that it actually creeps into that mid-size, which is the BMW 5 Series, Mercedes-Benz E-Class, and Audi A6. So it gives you an idea of where it's at. Price-wise, it's definitely much more competitive with the entry-level models. It's available with front-wheel drive or super handling all-wheel drive, which is their version of their all-wheel drive torque vectoring system. They say it's one of the best in the industry because of the torque vectoring. And so if you want to get that all-wheel drive system, that's an extra $2,000 on any of the four trim levels that it's available in. We're in the Advance, which is the most technologically sophisticated, has all the options. Later we'll be driving the A-Spec, which is the sportier one. The TLX was inspired by the Acura Precision concept car, which featured a long hood and an extended distance from the axle, the front axle, to the cockpit. In fact, when you look at the outgoing model and this one, it's an extra 7.8 inches between that cockpit and the front axle. And when you're looking at the cockpit, it's a very driver-centric cockpit featuring a lot of authentic materials, meaning if it looks like metal, it's metal. Looks like wood, it's real wood. So they really are trying to move upscale with this vehicle. They say it has exotic proportions. I don't know, it's kind of maybe a marketing term, but what they did tell us is that when you look at the width to height ratio, it's closer in proportions to a Porsche Panamera and Audi A7 than it is its direct competitors, A4, 3 Series, etc. For 2021, Acura has done away with a 2.4-liter engine, and now they have a 2-liter turbocharged four-cylinder engine that produces 276 horsepower, 280 pound-feet of torque, and that torque is available at the low end, as low as 1,600 RPMs. So they're all mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. As mentioned, front-wheel drive is standard, and the super handling all-wheel drive is a $2,000 option. But the one we're really waiting for is in the spring. That's going to be the Type S with a 3-liter turbocharged V6 engine producing over 350 horsepower. That's going to be really exciting to drive. But for now, this is still going to be the bread and butter, the high volume vehicles for Acura. And so far so good. The engine is a lot livelier than the outgoing. It's more powerful, it's more efficient. Everyone in the segment has a 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder engine. The good news about this one is it has more horsepower and torque than any of those. So that's one area of many where Acura has an advantage. In my opinion, one of the things Acura really needs to build on is their all-wheel drive system. While Audi, BMW, and Mercedes, their top 3 competitors, all offer traditional all-wheel drive systems, and they're great, xDrive, 4MATIC, and of course Audi's Quattro. But the super handling all-wheel drive is more performance oriented because it has torque vectoring steering. And what that means is on a road like this, as I'm turning slight left here, there's more working. So what that translates to on a road like this is, as I'm turning, like this right turn coming up, the outside wheels are going to add a little more power. The inside wheels are going to apply brake pressure. And what that's going to do is really kind of torque it around the turn. It sounds like a lot of, almost sounds like a science experiment. And we've driven other vehicles with torque vectoring steering, but this is really something that's unique to Acura in this segment, and they need to build upon it. The TLX behaves quite nicely on these roads. It's relatively flat, not a lot of body roll. And this is what you don't get from those crossovers, but you do get with this vehicle. We're doing 80 around this turn, and it is solid. Another thing that they worked on was stiffening up this vehicle, and compared to the outgoing model, it's over 50% stiffer. And just about every vehicle, I don't know of a new version of an outgoing model that's less stiff. Everybody makes them stiffer and stiffer, but 50%, that's significant. 10%, well, that's notable, but not significant. And you really notice it on this road. The gear's holding nicely, and there's good power. It just seems a little loud to me. You could probably hear that in the audio. It's a little noisy. But overall, really solid. And this new powertrain, so much better, lighter, more powerful than the outgoing model. Really good stuff. Very nice. These are some, you could tell, these roads are perfect for this because not only do they have a lot of turns, but you have the roads are not perfect, a lot of imperfections, but also you can see all the elevation changes. Very challenging. One thing I want to say about really all all-wheel drive vehicles, but especially this one, when you have a vehicle like this, Quattro or super handling all-wheel drive, it takes an average driver, turns him into a good driver, and takes a good driver and turns him into a great driver. This may be one of the more technical roads you'll find in LA County. It's a great road because it really shows how a vehicle like this can tame it. Obviously it has a lot of twists, also has a lot of imperfections, but also has a lot of elevation change. As you can see, even though we're in this individual mode and you still have super handling all-wheel drive, the system lets us throw the car around quite a bit. And that's to their credit. So don't be turned off by the fact that it's front-wheel drive / all-wheel drive like Audi is, because I think they've done a very good job of making it feel almost like a rear-wheel drive car. Pretty solid. Starting price on a front-wheel drive base TLX is $37,500. The vehicle we're driving here, the Advance, fully loaded with the super handling all-wheel drive, comes in just under $50,000. Overall, I like the vehicle, even though it's in a shrinking segment. Believe it or not, the outgoing TLX, even though it's an aging vehicle, is third, just behind the 3 Series and the Mercedes-Benz C-Class. So it's coming from a position of strength. It has good volume, and they're really hoping to kind of continue that with this new, bolder design, much more sophisticated technology, etc. You know, on a personal note, my second vehicle was an Acura Integra. To me, that was back when the brand was just starting and had so much passion. I'm not saying the brand doesn't have passion now, but I don't know how they're going to get those younger buyers when this vehicle starts at $37,500. It would be nice if they had something started in the high 20s. Maybe that's in the works. I'm Ron Doran. Thanks for watching. See you next time on The Driver's Seat. All to ourselves. I was using the paddles earlier, but the downshift schedule on this vehicle when in individual mode is actually pretty aggressive. Expect this vehicle to be so lively, but it's doing a great job. unfortunately, there probably aren't too many Acura dealers who have a road like this next to their dealership for test drives. Lucky for you, we found one. Because we're in this dynamic mode, the TLX is actually letting us throw this car around a little bit. It's really a lot of fun. Not bad. You know what? I take back what I said. I can live with a little bit louder engine noise if it means you can have this kind of fun on a road like this. Sold. Kudos to Acura for picking this road to let us test out the car versus just some freeways and city streets. And this goes to the brand's recommitment to making precision crafted athletic cars like the Integra. That was my second car, and I just loved it. I gotta tell you, my expectations were very mediocre.